My name is Nickel, Nickel, and these are 5 weird facts about Ark, Survival Evolved. If you haven't seen the other videos on the channel like Weird Facts Overwatch or some of the gameplay I've been doing on the channel lately, you can hit the I button in the corner of the screen to be linked directly to them. Before we get started, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm giving away 3 copies of Ark Survival Evolved. All of the information will be at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Let's kick this off with number 1. Ark players know that feces can be utilized as a resource. It can be used to fertilize crops or to tame dung beetles. However, the original purpose of adding feces to the game was to ensure that players have a way to escape if they were to become trapped. You can ingest feces since it's classified as a food. Ingesting feces injures the player and they can use this method to commit suicide and respawn somewhere else. According to Studio Wildcard's co-founder, Susan Steiglitz, this solution kept them from having to include a suicide key, which would have been an instant death that would just feel cheap. It made sense to include a biological function that could serve that purpose, while also working well as a usable resource. Ark Survival Evolved was released on Steam Early Access in June of 2015 and received much fanfare along with impressive early sales, despite its official release being scheduled for the holidays in 2016. The game grossed over $10 million in the first week, which covered the $1.5 million cost of development that accrued over 7 months of working on the game prior to release. Co-founder and creative director Jesse Rapsack explained that the studio opted to release early to coincide with Jurassic World hitting theaters in order to capitalize on what he referred to as Dino Fever. Jurassic World ended up being the biggest opening weekend in history upon its release, which may have helped with the Dino Fever that much more. Another Studio Wildcard co-founder, Jeremy Steiglitz, potentially violated a non-compete clause with former employer Trendy Entertainment, the developers behind Dungeon Defenders. He allegedly poached developers and worked on his new project in secret while still under the non-compete. In 2013, Kotaku published an article called "A Video Game Studio from Hell," in which Trendy employees complained about 7-day work weeks, sexist decisions, and a toxic office environment under the management of Steiglitz at Trendy Entertainment. He would later write an email to Trendy and their investor Insights with the subject "might need to leave." It stated, "After the slander leveled against me by certain people at Trendy, I can't really trust or work with these individuals ever again. It's just not psychologically possible for me, no matter how I might try to forget or ignore." Trendy changed his non-compete length from 3 years to 1 year before he left, which would end in August of 2015. Trendy alleged that Steiglitz began approaching employees that summer for his new project while he was still working at the studio. Their lawyers then wrote to Steiglitz and said, "Insight is well aware that you have been involved in the formation of Wildcard Properties, LLC, DBA Studio Wildcard, and the development of Ark, Survival Evolved. While Studio Wildcard may be operating in stealth mode to mask your involvement, as some in the gaming community have observed, your wife is listed on the corporate records for this entity, and we have learned from multiple sources that you have played a significant, if not controlling role in Studio Wildcard." Susan Steiglitz tweeted that Trendy Entertainment wanted $600 million, but according to a screenshot of a DM from her, they settled for $40. Ark players are given access to the dev toolkit and are encouraged to create mods for the game. For the International Modding Contest, players voted on their favorite mods, with $63,000 as the prize pool for contest winners. Among the finalists include a total conversion mod called Ark Moon Survival, in which the players can create space stations and explore the moon on a rover. Another finalist in the contest was the Advanced Architecture mod, which enables players to create complex castles. According to Jeremy Steiglitz, the modding contest is being held to determine potential candidates for the official mods program, which will bring mods of exceptional quality into the official game. One map called The Center gives players a world nearly twice as large to explore and a greater breadth of experiences. Ben Burkhart, the creator of The Center, declined a contract job to design this map single-handedly. He worked on it 10 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. He said, "Instead of doing the wise thing and getting another job, I risked everything and decided to take 2 to 3 months off work to take a chance to make something awesome for the game." The map is to be complete with a twin active volcano with lava flowing, swamps, rocky formations, and even a cave system. The cave system was described as basically a cave so large that you must travel quite some distance to get to it. But once you do, there will literally be an entire ecosystem living under the ground, with giant lakes, massive ceilings with clouds, and even a glowing sun that lights the area similar to the journey to the center of the earth. The giant cave will also have multiple caves all around that lead into it. Not only did Studio Wildcard showcase the map, but according to this LinkedIn profile, Burkhart is now employed as a level designer at Studio Wildcard, and it all started with a mod contest. In keeping with the open-ended style of the genre, the cryptic backstory and purpose of the Ark is revealed through an Explorer Notes system, allowing players to gain a fuller but uncertain idea of the world they're inhabiting. The Explorer Notes are basically notes from previous survivors at different points in time. The notes of 4 explorers can be found throughout the island. Rockwell and Elamisha's notes are in English, while Jalea's notes are in Latin and Mayan's notes are in Chinese. Elamisha wrote that they didn't know where they were or how they arrived there. Another note reveals that Elamisha is the person behind the Dino dossiers. They hope that writing them would help other explorers and potentially save lives. In Mayan's notes, she wrote about being 1,000 miles from home and wanting to find a way back. She didn't know she was on an island until she walked along the shore and eventually realized that she had walked in a circle. No one she encountered was willing to help her, and most people were hostile to her. Her priorities shift from finding a way home to surviving however possible. A note can be found detailing Gilia's experience of having respawned. After being murdered in his home, he returned to life on a beach and said, "It's not an illusion. I died and came back to life. My house is still standing." Another interesting note is one written by Rockwell, who wrote recipes for consumables. He observed the fact that the island's berries are exactly the right pigments to create dyes of almost any color. He ends the note with the statement, "It almost seems like these were placed here by some higher power to help us." There is of course more to the Explorer's notes, and if you're interested you can see them in full at the end of this video. Online communities are abound with theories of the what and the why of the Ark. Theories ranging from genetic engineering experiments to Earth reboot to Matrix-style virtual reality. Since there are a ton of theories by different people, I'll try to summarize a few of the major points that seem to be the more common threads throughout them. Many of the theories begin with questioning why the implant is in the character's arm in the first place. It gives you a bunch of information, but this may also suggest that humans are being monitored by someone else. Since there are discrepancies between what's in the dino dossiers and actual dinosaurs, this could imply that the dinosaurs have artificially evolved beyond their natural state, and that one of the goals of the Ark project is to do the same for humans. In other words, to speed up human evolution. In Gelia's notes, when he mentions being killed and waking up on the beach again, he says that his house was still standing, implying that he was revived back into the same world he died in. This may directly support many of these controlled evolutionary experiment theories. Taken together with these notes, most theorists agree that in some way or another, the Ark is synthetic and the inhabitants are placed there likely for some Darwinist experimentation, perhaps dying and being reconstructed continuously from their genetic code via the specimen implant found on every survivor's arm, as a means to speed up evolution. The final fact is that hitting the like button might give you something. If you hit the like button and it does give you something, let me know what it was down below in the comments. As usual, I'll post some of those comments on Twitter. This video is brought to you by Feature Points, who generously provided 3 copies of Ark Survival Evolved for me to give away to you guys via the Gleam link in the description down below. If you're already subscribed to the channel, which I assume you are if you're watching this video, then you already have an entry in the raffle. All you have to do is confirm it on the Gleam link. You can get 3 extra entries by downloading the Feature Points app and using the referral code ONICKEL in all capital letters. Check out all the other ways to enter in the Gleam link below. Feature Points is an app that rewards you for trying out free apps. It's basically a way for people to earn gift cards for places like Steam, Amazon, the Nintendo eShop, and even just straight up PayPal funds, in exchange for just taking the time to try out free apps. You start by downloading the app linked below, which also happens to be an entry into the Ark Giveaway. And once you do, it'll ask you for a referral code. If you enter nickel, you can get 50 points for free to start off with. Once you do that, you can start earning more points by downloading some free apps that are listed under the Earn tab. After you've got all the points you want, you can hit the Rewards tab to spend your points on a bunch of gift cards. And if you refer friends using your code found under the Share tab, you can get 50% of their points for trying out free apps also. And that's it. Give the app a shot to get your entries in for the Ark Giveaway contest. Good luck to all you guys. The winners will be posted on twitter.com/onickel, so make sure to follow on Twitter to see who the 3 winners were for the Ark Giveaway. All other details and updates to the contest will be on Twitter or in the description down below. Okay, the video's over now, so you can scram. Or, if you're interested in seeing exactly what the explorer's notes say, I'll go through them with you right now. We'll start with Elamisha, who was the creator of the Dino Dossiers, as we said earlier. On day 1, she says, "I'm not sure where this place is or who brought me here. My first instinct was to figure out where I was and how to get home. I was scared at first, but that went away when I saw them. Creatures unlike anything I'd ever seen before. Dinosaurs, giant arthropods, extinct mammals not seen since the Ice Age. How I got here no longer matters. What is important is that I stay. There are others on the island. Some together, some alone. Many look scared or lost. Perhaps they will be friendly if I approach them with gifts." On day 9, she wrote, "I'm not sure where the creatures on the island are magnificent. I never dreamed I'd see anything this amazing in my life. None of them are exactly what I expected them to be. Perhaps I should study them in detail. Yes, I think I'll do that. I'll list what I've heard other people call the creature, give it an actual name, and approximate its time of origin. Next, I'll find and watch the creature for several days, and briefly describe what I've seen. I think it would be a wonderful task while I'm here, and who knows, maybe others might find my work useful. Knowing which creatures are carnivores, or which creatures are aggressive, might save some lives." This is Jalia's explorer's note, translated. "This must be Elysium. My father was wrong about this place. I do not see any ferryman nor a 3-headed dog. I do see monsters and savages. I saw men just as in life. I do the same. What else can we do? Most have left the coast and run deep into the woods. Some build huts or houses. Some rest having killed a monster. And they, have taught me I have built a home. It is stronger to build out of fruit tree wood. I know there is good stone nearby, and after building with it, it is joined into walls. I need a safer house. The walls took longer to build than I expected. A wooden fence kept monsters away. It did not stop people. It was broken within days. I was robbed. The walls are 12 feet tall now. No one bothered me for several days. Someone still got over the wall. He killed me. That I remember. I woke up at the beach again. Is not an illusion. I died and came back to life. My house is still standing. The murderer robbed me. He also taught me a lesson. I need taller walls. The house must be stone too. Need to find metal soon. Tamed monsters can tear down stone. I'll start tomorrow." Rockwell's explorer notes reads, "My allies have requested that I write a memoir about my time here. My name is Edmund Rockwell. I am one of the most known men on the island, and one of the few who feel safe from the marauders. I live in a well-fortified base on an atoll southwest of the main island, where I do my experiments. I understand the flora of this island more than anyone else, and I choose to share my knowledge. People write down my formulas. I hear they're called Rockwell recipes. I only ever wrote them down once, but people make copies. The most common fruits on the island are easily the berries. 3 berries in particular seem to be the most abundant. They have wildly varying appearances, but their chemical makeup is very similar. It is not their similar chemical and nutritional makeup that surprises me most, but their perfect coloring. What are the odds that the 3 most common berries on the island are primary colors of pigments that are perfect for making almost any color of dye? And what are the odds that the other 2 common berries are white and black? It almost seems like these were placed here by some higher power to help us." Mayan's notes were translated from Chinese. Her first note says, "When I woke up, 4 nights have passed. I started to decide which path I should take. If I return, I would definitely look after my family. My family would question me. If I die, I wish I could die helping others. Demons and monsters are everywhere, and they're all very fierce. I was so afraid that I couldn't even sleep. I tried to take detours everywhere, but I couldn't avoid them. The flora is also strange, as I couldn't recognize any of them. Although I'm 1,000 miles from home, I'll need to find my way home eventually. This is the heaviest burden of all." In note 2, she says, "I'm afraid that going back home would not be as easy as I thought. I walked along the sea for several days, then I stumbled upon a boat that will give me a way. Or one could say I earned my way through. Is there not? I went through a few fishing villages. A couple times I even went past castles, but no one was willing to help me. Most of them threatened to kill me. I realized I was on an island when I went through the same village twice. In the following days when I was walking around the shoreline, a lot of people tried to rob me. Others tried to kill me. Or even worse, I killed them. From one of my attackers, I salvaged a strange weapon called the rifle. I used to have a pike as my only form of self-defense. Now I've got a sword, armor made of monsters' exoskeletons, and a rifle." Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you'd like to see more videos on the channel, hit the I button in the corner of the screen and it'll take you directly to those videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.